Good evening. Kevin Rudd and Julia Gillard have both called on the Labor Party to unite after tomorrow's leadership ballot, no matter who wins. After one of the nastiest contests ever seen in Australian politics, the Prime Minister is expected to record a big victory. Mr Rudd's aim is to avoid humiliation.
When Kevin Rudd and wife Therese attended church in Brisbane this morning, the questions were predictable.
Do you need a miracle to win tomorrow?
He's not expecting a miracle. The best Mr Rudd is hoping for now is a respectable vote. His numbers men think he'll get a third of the 103 caucus members, 34 or 35 if he's lucky. And when he submitted to a major interview on the Nine network this morning, there wasn't even a pretence of confidence. If you win tomorrow, it's not going to happen, I think. Mr Rudd accepted that prediction without complaint. Julia Gillard, in contrast, has been told by her number crunchers she can expect to retain the #1 job by a healthy margin.
I am very confident of the strong support of my colleagues.
When the Prime Minister visited a disability centre in Melbourne, the choir thoughtfully sang something appropriate. And that's what Labor MPs are set to do tomorrow, despite the party's appallingly low vote under Ms Gillard. An opinion poll suggesting a leadership change to Mr Rudd would boost its electoral prospects.
I must say I was dismayed at that headline that some of my colleagues would prefer to be in opposition.
And even before any votes have been cast, both sides are calling for unity, no matter what the result.
If Julia is returned, or if I'm elected, then I think it's time for various of the faceless men to lay down the cudgels. And I'd say to all my supporters, we unite behind a government because our key objective is to prevent all that we've achieved being shredded by Mr Abbott.
A lot of claims and a lot of things have been said by all sides over recent days. The important thing is that tomorrow's ballot ends this. There is a result. And following that result, everyone accepts it and unites and gets on with the job, and I am absolutely confident that will happen.
Mr Rudd was adamant he'd stick to his pledge of no second challenge if he loses this time, but he expressed concern that the Gillard forces might continue what he called
the process of character assassination of yours truly.
I do not want to see continued commentary on these kind of matters after Monday.
But for the moment, the bitterness continues, even over Mr Rudd's claim that he's changed since being toppled from the Prime Ministership in June 2010.
I'd be a mug if I didn't learn from the experience. Could I have been more focused on core challenges facing the government? Yes. Could I have delegated more? Yes.
I don't believe that he has changed.
Should the Cabinet have knocked on your door and said, Kevin, you're running a paralysed, chaotic government?
Well, that is the core point, Laurie. None of my colleagues in Cabinet meetings or privately, including Mr Swan, who is now most vocal in his opposition, ever said that to me.
Those statements are untrue.
And School Education Minister Peter Garrett joined the growing list of ministers who'll refuse to serve in Cabinet if Mr Rudd wins. But this leadership contest has been so vicious that putting the party back together won't be easy. And victory tomorrow won't guarantee Ms Gillard is safe if support for the government continues to languish. Laurie Oakes, 9 News.
And 9 News will have extended coverage on the leadership showdown as it unfolds live from 4:30 tomorrow morning.